Hey everybody, it's Mike here, and today we're going to do a real quick video based on how to figure out and convert text fields or value fields. So I'm just going to give you a real quick example here on department number. So we have a little sample data here. Should be very similar to sample data. That's what we've seen before in my prior videos. So one way how to tell if something's a text or not. So especially a number. So you see, let me zoom in real close. So you see this little thing in the top left. It's like a little red of all these boxes. See how none of the other ones have it? Let me zoom in even more. So this little, I think they call it a caret or something like that. And then you see this little box that comes up anytime you click on one of these. And so this is Excel saying, hey, the number is stored as a text. So that's the easiest way, in my opinion, to see if something's stored as a text or not. And let's say I wanted to do a lookup on department 1, 2, 3, 4, but I can't because of the fact that this is not department 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And even then, because of that, I can't, even if this was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I could not, because this is a text and this is a value. So even if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, see how it still stores a text? All because of this little caret or so on the top left, and this little box comes up just letting you know, hey, it stores a text, and if you want to convert it, you can. So one way you can do it is you could hit this thing and say, okay, left click this and say convert to number. Now it'll change it, it'll move it to the right. That's just the way numbers are stored in Excel. It likes to do that. You can move it yourself, but I can move back to the left. It really doesn't matter. But let me undo that. So that's just one way you can do it. If it's that's why one way you can convert it to values. And if you really want to, you can highlight all of these, and then you go back to the first record. Like you can't. And once you do this, you say convert to number. If you have them all highlighted, it will all convert for you. Notice this button will not be there on the bottom or anywhere else. It's only on the top record once you're highlighting. So see, if I highlight here, it's still there. If I start here and go down, it's on the very first record. And then, if I want to, let's just say undo that real quick. So, or actually, better yet, I'll leave it like that just to show you that 1, 2, 3, 4 is not the same as 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So, if I wanted to convert this now to, let me just change these columns real quick. I don't like this. I'm going to change it to value first. I'm going to first change it to value, and then I'm going to change it back to text. So if I wanted to change this to a value, I would type equals value, and Excel says, okay, this is, you want to convert a text string to a value. So I'm going to convert this, and close parentheses. That very easy formula. You take that, you drag down, and yes, it's going to get rid of all the zeros in front, because think about it. If you have a number, there's a number, like a value. If you have a $1,235, putting a zero in front of it doesn't really matter. You can have 10 zeros in front of it, it really doesn't matter. When it comes to dollars, the zeros at the end are all we care about, right? And then if we wanted to notice how there's no little caret on the top left anymore either, that little red thing. So now if we wanted to convert this 1, 2, 3, 4 back to a text, what we do is we type in equals text and open parentheses and click this number. And it says, okay, hit a comma, and then do format text. So it's like, what do we want? How do we want it formatted? And this is where you type in quotes, then you type in however many characters you want it. So if I said 1 character, it's not going to know. And then I did the quotes here. I closed it. It doesn't know what it is you want. So it's going to give you the full amount. So whether you type in 1 0 here, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, or 4 zeros, because Excel says, hey, this has 4 characters, so I'm going to bring back all 4 unless you're telling me otherwise. So if I bring back 5 characters, let me show you what happens though. It'll add a 0 to the front. That's kind of how this started. So sometimes you'll want that 0, sometimes you won't. So you can do it either way you want. because a lot of stuff you're going to bring in from, you're going to bring in stuff from different databases, different files, you'll have the zero, sometimes you won't, and you're going to want to convert it very quickly and easily like this. All right, and then if I want, I can add a sixth zero, and then it'll put in 2 zeros in the front. So you can do any type of, playing around with that you want to. So that's how to convert it any different ways. All right, and one real quick last way is, let's say I had this zero back in here, and this is the last way. This is a little more advanced. So in 2000, I think this is new in 2007 of Excel. What it is it's text to columns here. So if you go on data and you go text to columns, so what this is going to do, this is going to strike off the, so you want to use the limited, we want to use a fixed width here. This is basically says, hey, I want to chop off this entire column. Every bit of data in this entire column, I want to chop it off, and I want to put a line here wherever I want. I want to put a line here and say chop off the zero. This, keep in mind, this only works if every record here is the same amount of characters. If one of these did not have the zero in front and it just says 1, 2, 3, 4. We could not do this, because then it would chop off the first digit, and then you would be left with 2, 3, 4, which wouldn't make any sense. So I chop off the zero, hit next, then the zero, I say, hey, just get rid of it. So do not bring it in, skip this. All right, and then I click over here. So it's 2 different sections of that I brought in. One was the zero, the other is the leftover. So this one says, how do you want to bring this in? Do you want to bring it as a text? A general would bring it as a value. A text would bring it as the text, which we just described over here, without the zeros. And then that's all we need. And you won't need, I don't think I've ever used the date, so won't need that. And then hit finish. So I brought it in as a text. So that, yes, it chopped off my header. So just type the D back on. But this is how you would do it. So that's many different ways doing converting text to value, value to text, and all the different ways there are to do it. If you have any comments, questions, let me know.